Hey, everybody. Welcome to Coffee with Kahtide. How are you today? Bam! It's me, Kahtide. Welcome, everybody, to another fantastic stream. I'm glad to have you here on a fantastic little Sunday. Hope you're doing well out there in meat space. It's been a crazy weekend, so we're going to get right into all the news, all the activity, and we'll get into our ending segment, Complaining with Kahtide. We're trying out a new thing, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're talking about bad food dishes today, so stick around till the end. We've got a good show packed for you here, so stay tuned. Let me get a little info out there for you before we get too deep into the show. First, let's get you a warm welcome.
Now,
there we go.
Have a warm welcome to your host, Kahtide.
Thank you, big booming voice. Welcome, everyone, to Coffee with Kahtide. I am your host, Kahtide. Thank you for tuning into our show today. Coffee with Kahtide is a show where we discuss the most up-to-date news and popular culture, and where I answer questions, offer advice. Sometimes, I also offer my opinions on things. So if you're looking for a taste of what's going on in the world from my vantage point, you've come to the right place. Before we get to the show, you can find me on a bunch of lovely social media websites, a variety of them, including Tumblr, Instagram, Blue Sky, Mastodon, X, and all the VODs and videos are on YouTube. I'm also posting audio versions of the show on Spotify. So if you want to check it out on Spotify, listen to it on the go, please do so. You can also join the Discord community. The link is at the bottom of the screen. There's also Patreon if you want to support us there. The link is down there as well. I also work as a game dev. So if you're interested in taking a look at my current project, you can take a look at it at salvdevelopment.com. That's SALV development.com. And lastly, if you're enjoying the show, consider following and subscribing wherever you are, especially on Twitch. You can do so there. I also appreciate any contributions that you can make through my Koffee link. Your donations and subscriptions help support the show and all of my creative efforts. Thank you so much, everybody, for helping out. Yes, let's get into the action here. There's a lot to talk about, so let's get into it, huh?
It's time for the news. Let's hear it, Kahtide.
Okay, folks. Let's get into the business, and let me load up some articles for us here as I do so. But we're going to be talking about the biggest, hottest hot button issue right now, which just happened last night. I'm sure you're all already pretty up to date on it, but we're going to cover it together. Iran launches a number of attacks against Israel. This is one of the largest, most substantial responses that Iran has, put forward to Israel's, various aggressions. You may note recently that Israel actually attacked an Iranian embassy. This was a fairly recent attack. Let me get us loaded up here. I have some articles now. Is my screen? And for Spotify listeners, I will do my best to describe everything here. But we'll start diving in here. CNN is covering Iran launches a barrage of strikes towards Israel. Here's some points that we'll cover. Let's see here. So dozens of missiles and drones were launched from Iranian territory towards Israel in a 5-hour strike. A number of those drones were rather slow drones. I believe they capped at about 150 miles an hour. So it took them several hours to reach Israeli airspace. They were followed up with a number of missiles that were joined with them. It seems that the vast majority were intercepted outside of Israel's territory by its air defense systems. So there aren't any serious reports of injuries from what I've seen. It is retaliation for a deadly Israeli strike in Damascus, Syria. Now, Iran and Damascus do have a relationship together. Iran is supporting many operations in Syria and in Damascus. For Assad, Bashar al-Assad. We are familiar with them from several years ago, of course. Now, Biden and the United States have made it clear that they have ironclad support for Israel against Iranian threats. However, it does seem that at this time, there has been no push to make any kind of a response. However, that discussion is happening in the depths of the Israeli government right now, as far as I can tell. But yes, so it does seem that the attacks were largely unsuccessful. However, I don't imagine that Iran personally, this is my opinion, I don't imagine that Iran expected any kind of serious damage to come from their attack. I think they mostly wanted to provide some sort of a, some sort of a like a sign, a visible sign that they're not going to be, attacked and let it hang. They're not going to be wimps about it. They're going to strike back when they're struck, that sort of thing. But obviously, I don't think that they were expecting anything to really come of this. Now, however, this is one of the most direct attacks that Iran has made against Israel. Usually, they are involved in a number of proxy relationships with things like groups like Hezbollah, for example. But yes, let's here's a quote here. The Islamic Republic of Iran will not hesitate to exercise its inherent right of self-defense when required, said Iran's ambassador and permanent representative to the UN, Amir Saeed Iravani. I'm probably butchering that. Should the Israeli regime commit any military aggression again, Iran's response will be assuredly and decisively be stronger and more resolute. He followed up, which I am not surprised by. I mean, this is not unexpected. I mean, the striking of an embassy is an act of war. It's an act of war, absolutely. And so I'm not surprised that Iran decided that they needed to make some sort of statement here. They have a number of partners in the region that they actively support and work with, and they need to appear strong and committed to their their policy and their politics here. So this is clearly an outcome that was to be expected, in my opinion, at least. If you push on Iran, if you are hostile to a number of people in the region that have an existing relationship, Palestine has an existing relationship with a number of other countries and groups in that area. They care about Palestine. So when you see this sort of thing come about, I mean, of course it's going to result in sort of aggression. But yes, let's see here. I do think the count at this point is over 300 that the missiles and drones that were detected. I think this might be an out-of-date article since I did pick this up yesterday. But yes, this is not a surprise here. We can see a couple of images here of Israelis, the Israeli Iron Dome air defense system actually lobbing shots at some of these missiles that are being fired, some of these drones that are being fired. Yeah, if there's anything else here. I'm gonna see if I have a live update. 1 second. But yeah, ultimately scary stuff. But I think there is quite the tension right now that we are having to experience. This is quite a tense moment. Here we go. I'll load up some live updates here. Let's see if we can get some live updates here. Here we go. From the AP. AP is reporting that Biden has convened the G7 and countries to condemn the missile attack from Iran. Let's see if we can get a clip here. Oh, you can see them there. The Iron Dome system launching. Oh, we'll get a clear view on this video. But there's some more there. I don't know if that was a hit or anything like that. It's not a very clear video, but you can see some missiles flying through the sky here. There are some air raid sirens going. This is over like a downtown area. I think, is this Tel Aviv, if I'm not mistaken? Oh, what's that? Oh, okay. I thought I saw some sort of an effect. That was just some sort of lens jitter there. But you can see the reflections of some of the missiles going off in the windows here. But that's kind of a picture of what you can see here. Israel is reporting that hundreds of drones, ballistic missiles, and cruise missiles were taken down by their Iron Dome system. I anticipate that this will only further cement America's commitment to providing missiles and weaponry to Israel, considering now, hey, they're getting attacked not just by Hamas, but now they're getting attacked by Iran. Oh, and also Yemen. Don't forget Yemen's involved, So I feel like this is only going to further cement that sort of outcome, and it's a shame. It's awful. But also an expected outcome, frankly. Let's see here. And this is something that has been telegraphed for a while. Iran had been threatening to attack Israel after an airstrike earlier this month. It was widely blamed on Israel destroying Iran's consulate in Syria. It's the first time that Iran has launched a direct military assault on Israel, despite decades of enmity. Let's see. Okay, this I don't agree with, but let's take a look here. U.S. says Iran's attack on Israel clearly intended to cause significant damage. Israel and its coalition partners were able to defeat 99% of the munitions. This attack could have caused an uncontrollable escalation of broader regional conflict, is what they're reporting as well. Obviously, this is the case. Although, I feel like this is grandstanding, or this is posturing. Like, I don't think that Iran had any expectation that most of their munitions would go through. I think this is a show of force. This is not something that they expected to result in significant casualties. They know that, look, Iran's not stupid. They know that Iron Dome exists. They know that America has loaded Israel with anti-air missiles. They know this. They are aware of this. Iran is also a very capable missile power. Like, they have more missiles than anybody in the region. They have tons and tons of drones. Like, they have a lot of munitions they can power. Like, they can pump at Israel if they want to. Like, right now, it's not. I think this is a measured response. If I'm not mistaken, I remember there being some sort of tweet or statement that said that this has concluded this concludes the event. We are done now. This has been. I gotta find that tweet at some point or something like that. But basically, the way that I've seen it is that Iran feels that they have made their point with this attack, and no further actions are needed. However, they do seem to think that if Israel escalates and makes a further response, that might be cause for a tit for tat. And I would not want that outcome to occur. But I would not be surprised. Hezbollah praises Iran attack on Israel, calls it a new phase in conflict with Israel. Let's see. Oh, we just got an update here a minute ago. Israel's president says response to the Iran attack showed ironclad alliance between Israel and U.S. Of course it did. Again, as I mentioned, they are going to clearly provide as many weapons and missiles as they need to protect their outpost. The Americans, that is. They are going to provide that sort of ordnance to Israel because Israel is effectively America's 51st state. It is an outpost in the Middle East. It is a power center for America. They have pumped trillions of dollars into this place because they want this place to remain a military stronghold in the area. An area full of political instability, full of resource like wealth. It is like a foothold. It is our foothold there, the empire's foothold, and that is why this country will not fall as long as America will continue pumping money into it and pumping weapons into it. In my opinion, at least, which is a shame. I want this to change. I do, but I don't see how it can change when America has one of the most bloated military budgets in the world and will continue to bloat its military budget beyond the point of reason in order to not only support itself and its corporate cronies, but also to support its various military projects worldwide. It's horrible. And I don't know what the outcome is going to be. I don't know how we can end this, but that is where I stand right now. It is an awful situation, and who knows where it's going to land. Let's see if there are any other current updates. This one I want to look at. There is some additional news in terms of Iran making other actions that I wanted to cover. This, I think, was earlier in the week. Let me pull this up right now. But there are some news about the Iranian Navy actually taking over some cargo vessels from Israel. That's an interesting one. I wonder if we have a clip here. I'd love to see a clip. Here, let me pull this up. Big news. I'm telling you, folks, this is some big news. I'm wondering what the outcome's going to be. I mean, I imagine, based on Israel's belligerency, that there will be a military response. And I can only hope that that won't happen, because that is a surefire way that we will descend into a further regional and perhaps international war. I can only hope that will not come to pass, but things are shifting rapidly. This is from a day ago. Iranian troops descend from helicopter to seize Israeli-linked ship. Let's watch the clip. This is in the Strait of Hormuz. There's a clip here. We're observing a helicopter with soldiers rappelling down onto the deck. See at least one. There's a second one. It's a pretty short clip. It looks like it's coming from like the bridge. The ship is the MSC Ares. It was boarded by Iranian special forces 50 miles off the coast of the United Arab Emirates, according to a statement from the vessel's operator. That was the footage that was obtained by Reuters. It's a Portuguese flagship, and it's owned by Israeli billionaire Eyal Ofer. So that makes sense why they would be taking this over. And this comes after, of course, the airstrike on the Iran's consulate in Damascus. So unsurprising that this is happening, but Iran is making moves. It's definitely making a lot of moves here. Trying to see if there are any further updates on this. It looks like apparently, no, that's not related. Okay, sorry. The ship has now been guided towards the territorial waters of our country, said the state-run IRNA. So I guess they're delivering it back to Iran. Here you can see on this map here. This is the Strait of Hormuz, the UAE, Iran, Qatar, and Oman. It's a very there's a lot of activity in this area here. I can see between the Gulf of Oman here. But this is a perfect choke point for Iran. Look at this. This is a perfect spot for Iran to exercise its activities here. You can take down just about any ship passing through this area if you really want to and you're paying attention. Let's see if there are any further updates on it. About 20% of the world's daily consumption of oil passes through that area every day. So if you imagine war breaking out, 20% of oil reserve, like oil transport of oil material being transported out and in of that through that area is going to be disrupted, and that's going to cause so much chaos in terms of the economy. Think about what sort of disruption happens when like one country decides to up its prices a little bit. The whole market goes crazy. 20% of oil having to be redirected and being delayed on its delivery, or not even being able to be delivered. That would cause so much chaos in the just one segment of our economy, which granted is one of the largest segments of our economy, but just that one segment alone would be suffering. Think about all the cargo ships going through that area as well. And I mean, we saw how much like traffic was redirected after Yemen started taking on cargo vessels. That alone shifted huge numbers of ships that would have been actually transiting through that area. So I can only see this increasing, this sort of tactic. I can only see it escalating or occurring more often, because really tankers and cargo vessels are like the lifeblood for so many countries these days. These delivery vessels and these cargo vessels are absolutely vital, both for the economy and for food, for heat, for power in many cases, not just for America, but for all over the world. So this is going to have wide repercussions if this escalates. Wide repercussions. Yeah. And of course, as we all know, this could be or could have been averted if America had clamped down on its bulldog in the Middle East and told it to stop murdering indiscriminately. But of course, America is not interested in doing this, or at least those in charge of America's government currently with the levers of power are not interested in this. I mean, we know Biden loves Israel, even though Israel does not love him. Oh my goodness, what a crazy news day! I gotta say, we're only 20 minutes in, and we've already hit some of the big news points, but there's other shit that's been going down that we have to dig into. So I think we'll put a pin in it for now. We'll catch up on this news later and see where things stand in a week or two. But big heady news coming from around here. Let me pull up our next article here for our news segment. And yeah, let me know what y'all think about these events, by the way. If you have any opinions on what's going on here, because shit is popping off, and I want to know what y'all are thinking. I want to get the word on the street from everybody. Because, this affects you too. This is going to affect everybody worldwide. And these sorts of things, these sorts of events, and we all got to figure out where we stand and how we feel about it and digest this together, It's important. Especially in this news environment. There's so many people out there that have a vested interest in spreading a certain narrative and supporting certain powerful interests. I know I sound a bit conspiratorial there. I promise you I am not talking about Q. I'm talking about the head honchos that run these corporations, the people that have a vested interest in making money and making us suffer. That's what I'm talking about. And that's what we need to address and work towards and fight against. And having a grassroots wide journalist movement, a news disseminating movement, I think is important. And fact checking is also important. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just kind of going on a tangent here on the ethics and importance of journalistic justice. I don't know. Anyway, let me hop into the next news segment here now that I've got these links up. New news coming from the States. Arizona has decided that it's going to scrap its other abortion laws and go back to a Civil War era law banning nearly all abortions in the state. Now, this is an 1864 abortion ban. Apparently, a lot of people are angry about this, including the former Arizona governor. Let's take a look at what he has to say here. This is an AP News clip.
Recess to the sound of the bill immediately.
You've heard the secondary motion. I heard a second. All in favor of that motion, vote aye. Aye. All opposed, vote no. Ayes have it, so ordered.
Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Hold the vote! Hold the vote! Hold
Damn,
the
son.
vote!
It's getting spicy in Arizona.
We know that the Supreme Court decision yesterday is extreme, and we know that should the 1864 ban on abortion remain the law in Arizona, people will die.
It's
The
true.
Arizona Supreme Court's 47-page ruling was released just yesterday, and 24 hours later, chants from the floor of shame, shame, at us simply because we do not want to repeal the pre-Roe law without first having a conversation about it.
The House will stand adjourned until 10 a.m. Wednesday, April 17th, 2024.
Gosh,
I move that we recess to
spicy. All right, let's look into it a little bit further. So, a ban on nearly all abortions in Arizona doesn't sit well with the Republican former governor, whose expansion of the state Supreme Court allowed him to appoint the four conservative justices whose ruling cleared the way for it. Doug Ducey is among the Republicans in several states who are wrestling with the consequences, blah, blah, blah. Let's see what he has to say here. He posted on X that he said it was not the outcome I would have preferred. Yeah, so let's see here. I want to get the details on the exact law and what it looks like here. So it looks like it's a near total abortion ban from 1864. According to NBC News and how they're describing it, it looks like it was originally passed as a way for male physicians to dominate healthcare over midwives and anti-abortion advocates. And because anti-abortion advocates felt threatened by immigrants. Apparently that was with reasoning. Let's see here. We have another clip here we can look at. Oh, this is
House floor.
here. We'll play it.
In Arizona, a scramble this morning.
Shame on you!
State Republicans choosing not to vote on an effort to repeal the controversial abortion ban yesterday met with protests on the House floor.
Hold the vote! Hold the vote!
It comes after
Republicans
the state
love
Supreme
not
Court
voting
stated an 1864 law banning nearly all
in the
abortions.
legislatures.
No exceptions for rape or incest, only for the life of the mother.
Lovely.
Doctors who perform the procedure could face prison time.
Lovely.
And
Isn't that
after saying he
great?
would
Let's
leave
look at that again. I want to quickly touch on that again. Let's look at that again. No exceptions for rape or incest. So hey, if somebody fucks you up, hey, you're shit out of luck. Sorry. Hey, if you're not dying as a mother, then we don't care. Also, if you do it as a doctor, we're gonna throw you in fucking jail. Isn't that great? Isn't that awesome? Like, hey, this life-saving procedure that is almost absolutely necessary and vital for people to avoid being stuck with pregnancies that they don't want or can't have or might kill them is being blocked by this lovely law here. People need this. Republicans need this. Republican women need this. This is a thing that Republican women need too. This is unpopular with Republican women. This is only popular with like 30% of the population or not even maybe that. 30% of like the Republican conservative leaning population that is highly evangelical, that thinks that any kind of abortion is murder, and absolutely like is giddy at the fact that they can fucking make people have to, suffer the consequences of having sex, as though it's this awful thing that you're supposed to be like cursed with. I could rant, but let's get back into it.
Even after saying he would leave abortion to the states, former President Trump says this goes too far.
Of course, because he knows to pivot. He's a good pivoter. He knows that I'm sorry, I'm interrupting here. He's a good pivoter. He knows this is unpopular. He knows this is unpopular with his base. He knows it's only popular with the evangelical freaks that want to somehow proclaim abortion is the same as killing a person that's like living and has a life and has an existence. It's a cluster of cells, people. It's a cluster of cells. Okay? Let's just get it straight, okay? It's a cluster of cells. Anyway, I'm sorry. Let's get back into it.
A ban this strict is unpopular in Arizona and unpopular nationwide.
Yup.
A political reality Mr. Trump appears to understand.
Yup.
As he, for the first time this campaign, says he would not support a national abortion ban.
He's not going to sign it.
President, Mr.
I wouldn't
Trump
sign
had
it,
backed the
people.
national abortion ban at 20 weeks, and just last month signaled openness to a ban after 15 weeks.
I'm thinking in terms of that, and it'll come out to something that's very reasonable.
Now, the former president acknowledging overnight Democrats see a political advantage.
The only issue they think they have is on
God, he's looking rough.
And now all I say is the states are handling it, and it's totally killed that issue.
President Biden argues this is not about states' rights, but women's rights. Our Peter Alexander at the White House.
What do you say to the people of Arizona right now who are witnessing a law go in place that dates back to the Civil War era?
Elect me. I'm in the
Oh my God.
21st century, not back then. They weren't even a state.
Just elect me. Hey, listen, we can fix this problem. Just elect me again. We'll fix it. Totally worked last time you elected me. Okay. Yeah, so that's where we're at here, folks. Abortion bans, y'all. Super fun. Yeah. Love it. So stay out of Arizona if you value your life and you value your freedom. And unfortunately, this goes for many other states in the United States. Their rollback of rights, their draconian enforcement methods, their disregard for anything that goes against the status quo that they believe should be the status quo is subject to violence and to denigration and to just awful, just purely awful stuff. Oh my goodness, what a day! Let's see what other news items we have to hit on, because there's been a lot to cover. Oh, hey, if we could talk Trump. We could talk Trump more. If we're gonna talk Trump, we could talk more about some of his gaffes because he's got one coming up here. He's had a number of trials come up here, and one in particular is quite noteworthy. It's going to be the Stormy Daniels case going forward, the hush money trial that we remember. I remember hearing about this several years ago with Stormy Daniels, and now it seems that it's finally coming to a head. Let's take a look here. I'll pull the clip up. Let me see if I have any clips or anything like that. Clips? I don't think I have any clips, but I do have news articles. So we'll look at the news articles. Okay. Let's see here. First criminal trial of a former president begins on Monday. This week on Trump's trials. Let's see. Oh, this is a podcast. I don't care. Damn it. I hate that. I hate when they fucking make a podcast look like a news article. Fuck you, NPR. I hate you. I hate you, NPR. Stop doing that. Stop that shit. It's annoying. Okay. Anyway, we'll move on. Let's go into it. Donald Trump hush money trial explained. So yep, it's going to happen here this month in Manhattan. It's the first time a U.S. president has faced criminal prosecution. The alleged mistresses are a former adult film actress and a Playboy model. So it's not. I think it's not just Stormy Daniels, but it's also, who is it here? Karen McDougal. Okay. He still faces 3 other criminal trials in federal court and in Georgia for the arguably weightier crimes of election interference and conspiracy and mishandling classified documents after he left the White House, naturally. So, yeah. Let's see. Let's get the outline here. Oh, we have a clip. Hold on. We'll play the clip in a second. So, I'll read the details of the case for us here. 2 women who said they had affairs with Trump years before he ran for president were paid 6-figure sums in the months before the 2016 election. One was Karen McDougal, Playboy model, who was paid $150K by American Media Inc., National Enquirer's parent company. This is also how Stormy Daniels, I believe, was paid for the rights to her story. It's a catch and kill process. So what they do is they will catch a story, pay it off, and then they'll kill the story for the person. So they caught the story for Trump, paid her off, killed the story because they bought the rights. You know, they also did this with Trump's doorman at Trump Tower, alleging Trump had an unacknowledged child. That's fun. Here we are. Stephanie Clifford, who goes by Stormy Daniels, was paid $130K by Michael Cohen, the fixer, for Trump, and signed a non-disclosure agreement about her encounters. Cohen apparently obtained a line of credit on his home to make the payment, which is just so much fun. Apparently, there were if you recall, they were very worried about allegations of sexual impropriety after the Access Hollywood tape. That was, the grab her by the pussy tape, So after that, they did a lot of payoffs and then paid Cohen back for the payment. To Daniels, at least, if I'm not mistaken. Does look like that. I don't know about if the payments for McDougal got paid back, but let's take a look here. This clip. Oh, never mind. Clip's broken. Clip's broken, folks. Okay. So yeah, apparently, the Wall Street Journal apparently reported these first in 2016. Looks like, but it didn't really blow up until 2018, when it was reported that the payments were made by Cohen to Daniels. Let's see. Oh, we have a clip here. What is going on here? CNN is busted, y'all. Don't know why. But anyway, that's where we're at. That's where we're at here. So much fun. So much fun. Our country is really great, isn't it? Isn't our country just like fantastic and like super, super normal and like not fucked up at all? Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Okay. Well, we have like maybe 1 or 2 news items before we hop into some pop culture news, and we got some juicy pop culture news there too. So let me see what else we want to hit on here. Oh, yeah, we should definitely hit this one next. So international news as well here. There was a recent big deal kind of stabbing attack in Australia. I'm not sure if this is one that people have been caught up on, but There was a huge mall stabbing that went down down in Australia and Sydney, if I'm not mistaken. Here, number of people were injured and killed. Just really awful stuff coming out of Australia right now. Let's see here. CNN reports witnesses describe the moment an officer shot suspect in deadly stabbing spree. Australian police say 6 people were killed and several others injured, including a child, in a mass stabbing at a busy shopping center in Sydney. Officials say the suspect acted alone and was shot dead at the scene by an officer. Let's see if there's a clip here.
Terrifying moments at a busy shopping centre in Sydney. Hundreds of people race out in a panic to leave the mall. Where an attacker stabbed and killed at least 6 people Saturday afternoon before being shot dead at the scene by a police officer.
Everyone's screaming and sprinting, and they're like, it was like a horror movie.
And we saw all these people running towards us, and then we heard a shot, and my husband dragged us into the Adair's shop, and then we got the lady there trying to lock the doors.
Survivors described the chaos as they tried to barricade themselves inside stores during the attack.
They closed the doors, and we saw the guy come up the escalators, green shirt, I think shorts, with a big black knife in his hand, and just really calmly, he was just...
I gotta pause, sorry. I'm getting just like the strongest feeling of like looking at America right now. Like, I have heard many people say this, that like many countries in the global West are like 15 years behind where America's at, you know? So like, think about 15 years ago with America, like, the shootings and the stabbings and the craziness really started to pick up, I think, in like 2008, 9, 10, and really started to ramp up over the 2010s. And I feel like this is going to be the case here in other places, like with Australia. They don't have guns. Guns aren't really a thing. I know they have a weapons ban there, but stabbings, sure, I could see stabbings happening. That's for sure. I can see other kinds of violence picking up as well. And I just get such echoes right now, and it gives me the creeps. I'm not gonna lie.
Walking like he was having an ice cream in the park, you know.
Authorities say several people, including a 9-month-old baby, are being treated in hospital for their injuries.
Mother came with the baby, bleeding, stabbed, and we got them into the store and just got them safe, and then rang for help.
Police are still trying to piece together details about the attacker and his
That
motive,
looks like America.
But they don't.
It's just a
believe
bunch of
the stabbing was linked to
militarized
terrorism.
police.
We're not ruling anything out. From preliminary inquiries, it would appear that this person has acted alone.
A lone police officer shot the stabber as he raised his knife at her, police say, all while shoppers hid nearby.
He just started floating towards us, and all I heard was put it down, and then she shot him. But we were not. If she didn't shoot him, well, he would have kept going. He was on the rampage. He was on the rampage.
While police believe there is no longer a threat, the stabbing sent shockwaves across the country, where mass casualty events are very rare.
This is true.
From CNN Sydney.
Absolutely terrible news coming out of that. Awful to see. Awful to see. Oh, no. We've already covered Iran. Thank you. But yeah, absolutely awful. This went down in Bondi Mall. You can see the guy here in this picture. Green shirt, green shorts. Looks like he's just wearing like a footy outfit. It really does. Like he's just playing football. The man's name, Joel Kauchi, 40. He killed 5 women and a man. Several others, including a baby, were injured. They believe it was a mental health episode, according to the BBC report here. Not an act of terror, no ideological motivation. He was previously known to police, but had never been arrested or charged in his home state of Queensland. He had lived itinerantly for several years and was first diagnosed with mental illness at 17. See if there's a further clip here.
So what do we know about the Sydney stabbings? Well, the police have named the attacker as 40-year-old Joel Kauchi from Queensland. Now, he entered the mall on Saturday afternoon, and around 4 o'clock, police were called after reports of multiple stabbings. So what happened inside? When he entered the Westfield here, he ran around stabbing shoppers throughout the mall. He was then shot dead by Inspector Amy Scott up there on the 5th floor, and she's been hailed a hero. People have been coming here throughout the day to pay their respects to the victims. In total, 6 people died, 5 women and 1 man, and 12 people were taken to hospital, and some of those people remain in critical condition. So what are the lines of inquiry? Well, we're not allowed in there because it's still an active crime scene. The police have said there's no indication of ideology being behind the attack, but they have said that he's suffered from mental health issues. They're also looking at whether women were a target because they made up the majority of victims.
I guess that didn't really elucidate as much as I wanted it to. I wanted to know perhaps what they know about his motivations. That's really what I'm interested in. Apparently this is the mother with her baby that had been stabbed. Apparently, oh my god, the mother died and the baby was injured but survived, I think. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's awful. Oh, that's awful. Yeah, terrible stuff. Terrible stuff. One more clip here. A lot of police just kind of milling about.
Somebody was injured down there. We're just looking because everyone was looking to see what was going on. Then we saw all these people running towards us, and then we heard a shot, and my husband dragged us into
Yeah, we saw this lady already. Okay.
I didn't see him properly. I was running, but it was insane. It was insanity. I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, that's awful stuff, folks. Awful stuff. Yep. Well, that's the news today, folks. Hey. Maybe I should stop doing the news. I had some people tell me maybe I should take a break on the news because it's so depressing. Maybe I should. I could take a break sometimes. I mean, I keep up on... I'll take a quick aside. I keep up on the news a lot, but it's been really rough these past few months. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. If you feel like perhaps you want me to change up some of the segments of Coffee with Kahtide, I'd be more than welcome to. That's why we're trying out some new stuff here at the end of the show. But at this point, we can switch gears and cover some pop culture stuff. I feel like it can be a little lighter talking about the pop culture stuff. So let's change gears. But before we do so, I'm just going to let y'all know here again. Big Booming Voice, what do we recommend everybody who is enjoying the show?
This is the Big Booming Voice, letting you know to follow and subscribe to Kahtide.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Big Booming Voice. Let's switch gears, shall we?
Popular Culture Barometer. It's time for the weather report.
All right, folks, let's get into our next big piece of news here. I got to pull up my links here. We all know the biggest news here, pop culture wise, is the death of O.J. Simpson. Let me pull up some articles here. So I'm gonna get some news articles. I again forgot my links. I forgot my links on this one because I was just like, I'm gonna pull up these links. God. Oh my God. Fine. Here, we'll just cover it because I've already kind of talked about it before, but we'll just pull up one news article here that kind of talks about the current situation. Executor of O.J. Simpson's estate plans to fight payout to the families of Brown and Goldman, the people that were slain. He was acquitted for this, of course. In the original case, if the glove does not fit, you must acquit, etc., etc. He was found culpable, in a civil trial later on. That is the case. This is a tough. I gotta say, this is a tough case to talk about because it is very controversial. I'm not even the most familiar with it, to tell you the truth. I only really looked into it maybe a couple of days ago. But yeah, definitely a complex case, a complex figure, and a complicated figure. let's see here. So the executive of O.J. Simpson's estate says he will work to prevent a payout of $33.5 million of a $33.5 million judgment awarded by a California civil jury nearly 3 decades ago in a wrongful death lawsuit filed by the families of Simpson's ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend, Ron Goldman, who were purported to be in some sort of relationship and were purported by many to have been killed by J. Simpson. And then, he was acquitted by, due to the evidence that was surrounding him being suspect. That is the story that has been talked about in many cases. Let's see here. Simpson died Wednesday without having paid the lion's share of the civil judgment that was awarded in 1997 after jurors found him liable. He died of cancer, by the way. Let's see. Actually, I want to see. Jason cancer. Here we go. This is going to help us a bit more and get some news here. He died. Okay. He died of prostate cancer, it appears, at 76. On April 10th, our father, Orenthal James Simpson, oh shit, my scroll wheel's broken. I need to replace the mouse. On April 10th, our father, Orenthal James Simpson, succumbed to his battle with cancer. He was surrounded by his children and grandchildren. During this time of transition, his family asked that you please respect their wishes for privacy and grace. Naturally, I would... yes, I would highly echo this. Please don't bother anybody related to O.J. Simpson. This is the trend online, I think, to go and harass people related to controversial figures. I don't think it's necessary. His reputation stands for itself. I think you don't need to go in and make an ass of yourself by harassing people. But yeah. Apparently, this was from February 9th. He posted a video saying he was denied reports he was in hospice and he was going to a Super Bowl party. I don't really want to play this. But, I would not surprised if he wanted to be quiet about it. Let's see. Any other news related to him? I mean, obviously, here's that picture of his slow motion car chase where he was going down the freeway in his white Bronco with his friend. Apparently, it was driven by Al Cowlings. Is what the story is. How the story goes. God, it is a nice Bronco though. That white Bronco is really nice. Can I get a picture of that white Bronco? Hang on. I gotta look at this thing. Oh yeah, there we go. That's a pretty nice Bronco. Look at that thing. That's a beautiful little thing. I wouldn't mind driving that. Not a bad car at all. Not a bad car at all. Anyway, that's dumb. That's dumb. Anyway, yep. I don't know what else to add about this one, to tell you the truth. He's a controversial guy. I don't know if he did it. I mean, the evidence seems to lean in the direction of yes. Shit, bumping my mic here. The evidence leans in the direction of yes, I would say. But it's fuzzy. It's murky. I will say that his behavior in the later years, including putting up a book where he says, what if I did do it? It really, really does kind of lean in the direction of him doing it, I wouldn't do it. Listen, here's my take. If I allegedly murdered somebody and got away with it, allegedly, I'm not going to say yes or no on this, but if allegedly I murdered somebody and I got acquitted for it, I would stay out of sight. I would stay as far out of sight as possible. You would never see me again. Okay? You would never see me again. I would be gone. I would be out of there. Come on. I don't know. Having that tied to my reputation, I feel like I would just want to stay as far away from people as possible after that, But that's just me. Some people might have a different vibe, a different view. I guess OJ had a different way of doing things, His way of doing things was to write a book about how he might have theoretically killed his ex-wife and her potential lover. Look, not my style. Not my style. I'm just going to say it. But anyway, it definitely marks the close of an interesting chapter. The trial of the century, is what they used to call it. OJ, I guess, here's what I'll say. Culturally speaking, you know, OJ was always the thing you would say of like, you know, suspect court proceedings, I think. That's always what you would connect it with, you know, like if you feel like maybe the trial, maybe you didn't get the answers that you meant to, or maybe if you think that the answers were right, but everyone's calling it into question is wrong, you know, there's many angles that you can use the OJ Simpson case to really like, I don't know, color your own argument, I would say, or like provide like a texture to your argument, you know, like, hey, like, oh, suspicious, you know, we're casting suspicions on this, you know, that's what it really is, I think. It's I don't know. There's complex. There's a lot of complexity to this case, and I kind of want to move on from it. So I think we're going to move on from it at this point. Let's talk about what else is going on, huh? Let's talk about what else is going on. Maybe we do that instead. Okay. Let's see what else is on the list here. Oh, this one's I guess this is like maybe more fun. This is maybe more fun. It's certainly more unusual. I'll say that. Recent news coming out of the UK. Apparently, a couple of like squatters have taken over Gordon Ramsay's pub and are now turning it into a soup kitchen. They barricaded it with appliances. I don't know if this is still going on. This was from the 13th, but here it is. Gordon Ramsay pub squatters turned it into a soup kitchen. Grade 2 listed York and Albany in a wealthy corner of Camden in North London has been barricaded with kitchen appliances. Thank you, Telegraph, for not letting me read this. Here we go. Thank you. A group of at least 6 people have boarded up windows and put up a legal warning defending their occupation of the York and Albany Hotel and Gastropub near Regent's Park. The BBC understands they want to use the space as a community art cafe. Gordon Ramsay restaurants have been contacted for comment. I don't know if they said anything. There was a notice asking for food and donations, which was ripped down. 2 accounts on Instagram called the Camden Art Cafe and Autonomous Winter Shelter have posted about a new squatted community space at the York and Albany Hotel. I love this. Honestly, I kind of love this. The Met said it has been called, but it was a civil matter, and photographs taken before the windows had been further boarded up. A squatter could be seen sleeping on a sofa in the bar, surrounded by litter. On Saturday morning, 2 masked squatters wearing black tracksuits, carrying backpacks and carrier bags left the property, avoiding journalists. This is wild. I love this. A notice taped to a door said the group had a right to occupy the venue, which they said was not a residential building and was therefore not subject to 2012 legislation, which bans squatting in a residential building. Signed by the occupiers, the notice said there was always at least one person in occupation and claimed any attempt to enter the premises without their permission was a criminal offense and could result in a prison sentence or fine. This is ballsy. I love this. Holy shit. If you want to get us out, you will have to issue a claim for possession in the county court or in the high court. Oh my god, that is so great. Apparently, the Metro Police said it was aware of squatters on 10 April. This is a civil matter, and so police did not attend the property. Oh my god. According to government guidance, squatters can apply to become the registered owners of a property if they have occupied it continuously for 10 years, acted as owners for the whole of that time, and had not previously been given permission to live there by the owner. This is crazy. I love this. What the fuck? This is incredible. Wait, this is even more complex. Hold on. There's more details to this thing that I really want to add to. Okay. In 2007, film director Gary Love bought the freehold of the former 19th century coaching inn and subsequently leased it to Mr. Ramsay on a 25-year term with an annual rent of £640,000. The Kitchen Nightmares host unsuccessfully attempted to free himself from the lease in a legal battle at the High Court in 2015. Oh my god. And then it went for sale at the end of last year with a guide price of £13 million. Isn't that crazy? He wanted to be free of it, and then squatters took it over, and now they're trying to claim it. This is great. Can we let this happen? I would love to see this happen. This would be fucking fantastic. That is great. That is some direct action. Let's turn this shit into a soup kitchen, baby. Let's do it. Let's go. Hell yeah. Okay. That I like. I mean, it's silly. It's a little flashy, but hey, you know what? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Okay. Let's pull up our next news article here. Oh yeah. One of the big things that came out recently that everyone's talking about is the eclipse. We're gonna cover the eclipse, talk about, recap how things went down. Sadly, it did not reach my neck of the woods, so I didn't really get to see it, but I've seen an eclipse before in the past, so it's okay. I'm not too bummed, but it is cool to be able to see eclipses. I love them personally, and it certainly there was some eclipse fever all across the country here, all across the United States. Some fun photos here, a lot of really nice pictures, people going out, taking a look. They've got their eclipse glasses, very nice. It was very cool. I've seen it before. It is very, very dope. If you get a chance to see an eclipse at one point in your life, please do so. They're very cool. You get to see this really cool effect as the moon goes over the sun, as there's this shimmering over the ground as shadows just kind of build up out of nowhere. It's almost like goddamn shadow demons are leaking out of the ground or something. It's awesome. And you get to see everything in darkness for a brief moment, but it's not like darkness that you've known it in nighttime darkness. It's it's eclipse darkness, and it's very, very weird. It's very weird. But yeah, very cool stuff. If people obviously like to line up to see this sort of stuff. I've still got my old eclipse glasses from a few years back. I think they're a fun keepsake. But yeah, it went across Mexico, the United States, and Canada on Monday. Mostly hit the East Coast, from what I could see. Kind of crossed down into Mexico. People are saying here, such an incredible experience. People are glad to see the whole show. If it weren't for my parents hassling me to take these photos, I probably would have been too amazed to move. After 20 years of not seeing an eclipse, we got to experience it again, and a first-timer thrilled to see the sun and moon together. Great experience. Yeah, it's so cool. It's so cool that you get to see this sort of thing. Weather balloon. I don't know what this is about. An eclipse is a moment of solitude, even when you're in a crowd. Apparently, people went out to the stadium to go see it together. I think that's pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, one of these I wanted to check was this. Google searches for eyes hurt spike during total solar eclipse. What experts recommend if you are experiencing eye pain? So lots of people are mentioning that their eyes are hurting post solar eclipse. Obviously, please, if you see a solar eclipse, wear eye protection. You need specific eye protection. You will get eye damage if you are looking at the sun while an eclipse is happening. The solar corona is still very bright and will hurt your eyes badly. So don't do that. You'll get symptoms like blurry vision, headache, a blind spot in your central vision in one or both eyes, increased sensitivity to light, distorted vision, such as a straight line appearing bent or door jamb looking curvy. And you might even see changes in the way you see color, or dyschromatopasia. I don't know. It's fine. Hey, whatever. So don't panic. It's probably going to be temporary, but generally speaking, please don't stare at eclipses for a long period of time. You will develop damage. Let's see here. Some may not know that they are experiencing solar retinopathy until hours after exposure. So please go get looked at if you have headaches or any eye damage at post eclipse. Definitely not something you want to have to live with if you can avoid it. And please wear those protection goggles that they give you. I know they're corny. I know you want to see what it looks like without it, but it's going to hurt your eyes. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Next on our docket. What else do we have here? Oh, more science news. Why don't we do a little more science news? We never cover science on this show. Recent science news here is that Peter Higgs of Higgs boson fame has died. So we mourn his passing. He was noteworthy several years ago for he was I believe he's a theoretical physicist, if I'm not mistaken. Originally predicted the Higgs boson and was discovered a few years back to be definitely real. Here, let me pull this up here. We are. Peter Higgs, a giant of particle physics, dies at 94. The Nobel Prize-winning theorist's prediction of the Higgs boson sparked a half-century quest of discovery that reshaped physics and our understanding of the universe. We'll read a few details here. So he's a British theoretical physicist. He died on the 8th. It was 60 years ago when Higgs first suggested how an elementary particle of unusual properties could pervade the universe in the form of an invisible field, giving other elementary particles their masses. For non-particle heads, that's okay. I know you probably don't get it. It's not a big deal. It's a big deal particle, okay? It's just an important big deal particle that people care about, all right? It's like, I don't know. Let's see here. It's like when they found it, it was like the most recent Taylor Swift tour. Okay, everyone in the science world fucking lost it. They went crazy. They were so hype about it. Everybody was like losing their mind over this shit. Okay, big deal. Now, two separate experiments at the Large Hadron Collider, the LHC near Geneva, Switzerland, Atlas and the CMS confirmed Higgs' prediction when they announced the discovery of the Higgs boson half a century later. It was the last missing component of the Standard Model, and Higgs and Englert shared a Nobel Peace Prize in 2013 for predicting its existence. Physicists at the LHC continue to learn about the properties of the Higgs boson, but some researchers say that only a dedicated collider that can produce the particle in copious amounts, dubbed a Higgs factory, will enable them to gain a profound understanding of its role. This is part of why I love science, because so much of particle science and physics is like, we need to build a gigantic collider, everybody. We need a bigger collider so we can build more particles. I love it. You know what's going to be great is when we get to space and we can build like solar system size colliders, and we're going to build antimatter and shit like that. It's going to be great. Man, I can't wait. Let's get to space and stop fucking around down here on planet Earth. Can we? Anyway, let's see here. More details about him. Besides his outstanding contributions to particle physics, Peter was a very special person, an immensely inspiring figure for physicists around the world, a man of rare modesty, great teacher, and someone who explained physics in a very simple yet profound way. I am very saddened, and I will miss him sorely. What a fascinating guy, honestly. These are the kinds of people we need to support. Fascinating and impressive scientists and thinkers, I think. Let's see. Did he come up with anything else? I'm sure he probably had a few other accomplishments besides just the Higgs boson. But yes, Higgs leaves two sons, Chris and Johnny, his daughter-in-law Suzanne, and two grandchildren. Wife Jody, a linguistics lecturer from who he was separated, died in 2008. So he has a number of children, a family. You know, he will be remembered and missed. But yeah. Sad news. We've lost a great one, but definitely a great one who contributed a lot. Rest in peace, my friend. Rest in peace. All right. What else do we have on the docket? Oh, yeah. Okay. Here's one that I don't have direct knowledge of, but I've been hearing a lot about, and it makes me curious. It makes me curious indeed. So we're going to talk about it here. There's a new Fallout TV show that's coming out here that people have been talking about. And apparently it's not bad, which is shocking. It's definitely shocking. I'm gonna see what the reviews are in. The reviews are in. I want to see what they're saying here. Let's see. So PC Gamer is reporting, and this is what got me interested in the first place. So PC Gamer is reporting that the original Fallout lead, Tim Kaine, apparently loves the new show, but he remains, he apparently has problems with some of the fans. Remains baffled by destructive fans. Apparently, like I've watched some reviews, I've listened to some people talking about it. They are saying things like it has a lot of fantastic aesthetic qualities. They really commit to the kind of Fallout aesthetic and appearance. It doesn't look like it's just a bunch of cosplay. Tim, he's apparently saying here, was just looking at all the props. I realized after a few minutes that went by that I had not followed the dialogue at all because I was so engrossed by it visually. I can understand that. I mean, there's some cool screen caps. They look pretty good. He apparently released a whole video talking about his take. Let's see.
Hi everyone, it's me, Tim. Okay, let's talk about the Fallout TV show.
We'll listen for a second.
Apparently, my game development stories are not interesting to you people. So, let me talk about it. I'm going to have a lot of context for this. I got invited to the Hollywood premiere, which was on April 9th. Got invited by Todd Howard. He emailed me, asked if I wanted to go. This was on March 26th. I said, totally yes. James Altman hooked me up with the agency that was doing the tickets. He works at either works at ZeniMax or Bethesda. He's the son of Linda Carter. Really
what the
nice.
fuck? Really? Okay.
Party.
Linda Carter.
Got set up for all that, and then I jumped on to online so I could grab a flight and grab a hotel.
Okay. He's just kind of giving context. Let's see.
Tag. It said, "Hi, my name is Oscar."
Anything about the show? I want to.
I was the first time I was going to wear them, and
okay, you just talking.
Okay,
come on.
The back. I liked it. I thought.
Okay, here we go.
Which is odd. So I became really curious because it turns out Bob told a lot of people that exact thing.
I'm sorry. I'm skipping around here because I'm trying to get some good context.
Who think Jerry quit because of the argument with Mike. And
okay, I don't know if this is actually informative. I'm sorry. I don't know if this is informative. I didn't look pre-watch it. Anyway, what else does he say here? I was literally at the edge of my seat. I was just looking at all the props. Blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Okay, I don't know. Whatever. I gotta watch this. I might watch this at a certain point here. We'll look at a couple tabs here. It does look visually appealing. Yeah, Brotherhood of Steel. This is apparently a Brotherhood of Steel shot. This is the ghoul everyone's been talking about. He's apparently quite the standout, shining character. They did a great job on the makeup, I gotta say. It definitely he looks ghoulish. He does look ghoulish. He's got the sunken face. He's got the nose and everything. I do think everything looks quite appealing. I will say that. They've got fun vault outfits. That's fun. Okay. It looks like it's taken straight from the game. It really does. I will say that. Power armor. I heard the power armor also does look quite appealing. People have been saying that too. So this is on Amazon, the Amazon Prime show shit, you know. It's people are saying it's an action spectacle. What else? Blah blah. It's so over the top that it doesn't bother me. It's cartoon violence ultimately. Yeah, I've heard that the gore is turned up to 11 in this show. There's supposed to be some humor in it, of course, which makes sense. Fallout is quite comedic. Definitely one I would perhaps suggest if you're looking for a new show to check out. This might be the one to take a look at. I might be taking a look at it. Listen, here's my take on a lot of this like video game property shit. I don't like dipping my toes into it because most of it's pretty fucking bad. I may do this because frankly, I probably should be watching more modern content. I kind of just have shied away from it for many years because I fucking hate a lot of the decision making that Hollywood, that a lot of like internet media giants and social media shits are you know, prompting are like pushing on us. I feel like a lot of it's just not good in my opinion. And this isn't like me being all like, oh, it's woke and shit. I encourage it to be woke. I like that. I'm glad that it's woke. I just think a lot of it's boring, frankly. There's a lot of boring TV or a lot of like it's just not an interesting kind of TV or I don't know. I lived through like the superhero boom, for example, and so many fucking movies and shows and shit that I just wasn't interested in came out and just gobbled up airspace and time and attention. For example, things like that I can't stand, you know, and that for example turned me off. I didn't want to have to go see. I felt like every action movie was like a fucking like superhero movie, you know. Things like that turned me off. So perhaps a series I like. I do like Fallout. I have loved it for many years. I haven't played all of them, of course, but there are definitely titles in there that are standout and fun and enjoyable, despite many flaws and bugs. But maybe I'll give it a try. It could be good. I hear a lot of people that are involved in the game, that are involved in the writing, like actually writing the original games and things like that. They're involved, and I can only hope that will mean that it's a good series. We'll see. Maybe I'll pick it up. But hey, that's something for y'all to check out as well. Let's see. Is there anything else I want to round out here with before we move on to our last segment? Let me take a look here. Fuck it. The rest of these stories are pretty boring. I'm ready to move on. Let's go do something fun, shall we? We're going to move on to our next segment. Something I've been cooking up here. You'll understand why that's a fun pun in just a second here. Let's switch over to complaining with Kahtide, shall we? Let's do it. All right, everybody. I've got my complaints ready to go and ready to fly your way. What am I talking about? Oh my God. I need to take a pause here and get like a sip of water or something and like pull my fucking head out of my ass. Jesus. It takes a lot of effort to talk this much. It really does. I gotta say. Oh my God. Okay. Here is our topic for today. We're talking awful dishes. We're talking the worst dishes around the world. I have a list of 10. This is not a fully inclusive list. This by any stretch. This is not it's not every fucking bad dish by any means. It doesn't cover the width and breadth of foods across the world. This is just my list of 10 that I came up with that I thought were bad, that I wanted to go into detail on. So let's get into it, shall we? I actually need to pull up my first one here. All right. Let me start with our first one. God damn it, my system's taking forever here. On a show? Are we kidding me? Oh my God, my system's being stupid. Hang on. Maybe I can get it. Oh, give me a sec. I'm trying to pull up these images. By the way, if you're a Spotify listener, you're not going to see these images, so don't mind me. Here we go. Okay, I'll do it this way. Okay, number 1 on our list. It is borscht. We're talking borscht, folks. I don't like borscht, and I'm going to tell you why. We're going to get into it. So borscht is a sour soup. It is made from meat stock as well as vegetables, typically beets. I personally really don't like this shit. It is it's a sour soup, first of all. I don't think sour is a great flavor for soup most of the time. I hate beets as well. I also hate beets. So I don't know about y'all, but I think beets are disgusting. They're like, first off, beets are awful because they dye everything red. So if you get it on anything, good luck getting any of that red stuff off of it. You're fucked. So that's already a problem. You're gonna have red mouth. Everything's gonna be red. If you mess up, if you spill your soup, you're fucked. Also, I think it's usually served cold, right? If I'm not mistaken, it's usually served cold, and it's also a bad time. Like the only cold soups I think I want to eat are gonna be like fucking gazpacho or like cucumber soups or something like that. I don't want to eat cold beets. Okay, it's gonna feel like I'm eating beets out of the can. All right, that's where I'm at. So, yeah, cold beets, bad. Cold beets are definitely terrible. The one thing I'm going to give it credit for is that it's got some sour cream in it. I like that. I do like that it's got some sour cream in it. But that's like the only thing preserving it. And you know what's going to happen when you mix that sour cream in? It's going to turn your soup pink. It's going to make it look like a pink slop. Okay? And that's unappetizing. So, that's my first on the list here is going to be borscht. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Now it can be made with other things that are not beets, but I haven't seen any good soups like this. I haven't tried any good soups. I mean, there's green. You can have green borscht. You can have white borscht. There's cabbage borscht. None of those sound appealing to me. I'm just going to say it. Cabbage borscht does not sound appealing to me. I don't know about green, because that's sorrel based. I don't know if sorrel's any good. And white borscht is rye based? Rye soup? I don't know. It just sounds like a bad time. It just sounds like a bad time. So yeah, that's where I sit. Borscht, not a fan. Not a fan. Obviously, I get, it's like a national staple. I totally get it. Not a fan. Not a fan. Just gonna say it. Not a fan. Reminds me of like old soups that my family would make that I really hated. So yeah, that's the first one on our list. Let's move on to our next dish here. Okay, so next dish on our list. This one is one I personally despise deeply. Hawaiian pizza. You know it. You love it. It's a popular punching bag as well as a controversial. It's a controversial dish. Let's just say that controversial dish. Some people absolutely swear by pineapple pizza, by Hawaiian pizza. I cannot stand it. Here's my take. Okay, first off, we're gonna talk about its origins. Okay, it's not Hawaiian. Okay, first of all, it's not Hawaiian. It is fucking Canadian. Okay, it's Canadian. It is made by a Greek-born Canadian man named Sam Panopoulos. He made it in Ontario. He did not make it in Hawaii. He made it in the 60s. He apparently made it because he was familiar with mixing sweet and savory flavors in Chinese dishes. I understand where that's coming from. But then he decided to put pineapple, ham, bacon, and other stuff onto that pizza. And initially, it was not very popular. Not very popular. But then apparently, some freaks out there were like, no, actually, this is delicious. And so the curse of Hawaiian pizza spread far and wide. Far, far, far and wide. Not only in America, but now it is also popular in Germany as well as in Australia. Now, bear in mind, this is called Hawaiian pizza because it was called the brand of canned pineapple that he got was called Hawaiian brand. It's not even because it was even directly inspired by Hawaii at all. It's called Hawaiian pizza because it comes from fucking disgusting canned pineapples called Hawaiian brand pineapples. This entire pizza is a lie. This entire pizza is a goddamn lie. Down to the very beginnings of it, okay? Down to the beginning. So that's already a problem. So one, it's a lie. The origins of this pizza are a lie. It is shrouded in deception. Two, its disgusting vileness has spread far and wide. In Germany, they have a variation of this. Hawaiian pizza. There's a Hawaiian pizza variety that came out in Portland, Oregon, it seems, with papaya on it as well. Disgusting. Ugh. Absolutely foul. Yuck. Let's see here. What else? Oh, hey, thank God. Some real one here. I'm reading an article here. Apparently a real one. An Icelandic president in 2017, Gooni Johannesson, told high school students that he was fundamentally opposed to putting pineapple on pizza. Thank God. Thank God. I appreciate that. According to surveys in Australia, in 1999, Hawaiian pizza accounted for 15% of pizza sales. Additionally, 12% of Americans who eat pizza say that pineapple is one of their top 3 favorite pizza toppings, and 24% say that pineapple is one of their least favorite toppings. So a quarter of Americans say that they hate pineapple on pizza, and only an eighth of Americans say that pineapple is their favorite on pizza. And yet we have to deal with this shit all the time. So already the demographics are skewed in favor of the pineapple on pizza haters, and yet we have to cater to these idiots who think that pineapple on pizza it belongs there. It belongs there. And of course these people that love Hawaiian pizza are going to always buy Hawaiian pizza whenever they have the choice for it, because they want to inflict the foul taint of pineapple on pizza to everybody that they know hates it. They love it. They get off on making pineapple pizza haters eat pineapple pizza. They get off on it. They absolutely do. They're disgusting and foul. My last reasoning and rationale is the flavor. Okay, besides the fact that there's pineapple in it, which is one of the most disgusting fruits out there by far. beyond that fact, there's other reasons why this is bad. One is that every other ingredient on this pizza is great. Okay, tomato sauce, pizza dough, mozzarella, ham, bacon. Every other part of this pizza is great. Every other pizza component on this is great. But they have to put the one disgusting little nugget of fruit in there, that pineapple shit. Blech. They ruin the entire pizza. Oh my god, hey Sordior, pineapple on pizza. Lol, I actually don't like ham or bacon on my pizza. What? That is like literally the best part of the pizza, is putting ham or bacon on the pizza. That is like the crowning jewel of the pizza, in my opinion, is putting that shit on top. Or like onions or green peppers even, I'll throw on there. Green peppers belong on a pizza. But pineapple? No. Oh my god. Here's the thing. I grew up being forced to eat pineapple pizza. And every time we had it, I had to pick the pineapple pieces off. And it was hard, first of all, because they bury the pineapple in there. Sometimes they will mix it in with the cheese, so it's like melted into the cheese, under the cheese. So you don't even know it's there until you bite down on it, and then you get this disgusting squirt of fucking pineapple juice in your mouth. And not only that, but even after you pick all the pineapple pieces off, if you can pick all the pineapple pieces off, the juice of the pineapple is already soaked into the cheese and the meat, so you're getting this sweet, sickly, disgusting flavor just like saturated into the pizza, so you can't even enjoy it. It turns a 10 out of 10 pizza into a 2 out of 10 pizza, even with the pineapple off of it. So no, yeah, absolutely disgusting. Horrible, awful, disgusting pizza. One of the worst ones, but not the worst one. Definitely not the worst one by far. And I have the worst one on my list, and that's going to be the last one we cover. But anyway, awful pizza. Anybody who likes this shit deserves 10,000 years in dungeon. Don't talk to me. I don't want to hear about why you think it's good. I want you to apologize for forcing us to have to eat it. That's what I want. I want you to apologize and be ashamed. Absolutely. If my opinion is extreme, then so be it. But that's where I sit. We'll move on to our next food item here. We have other food items to make fun of. Here is our next one. Aspic. Anyone familiar with aspic? This is an old one, but definitely a bad one. One that is fortunately relegated in the past. It's a savory clear jelly prepared from bone stock, which tends to hold savory items such as meat, eggs, pickled vegetables, salted things, cheeses, all kinds of things. And it is not a pleasant dish to look at. And I imagine not a pleasant dish to consume. Yes. Let's take a look here, and I'm gonna pull up my notes on aspic here. Yeah, it's a savory gelatin, usually meat stock or broth. Seafood can be put in there, vegetables, eggs. Let's see. It's an old dish. It's one that's very old, going back to at least 1375, if not earlier than that. Oftentimes you can put things like fish in there as well, like a whole fish. In fact, one quote that is noted here is there was a dish that was noted that had an Iraqi carp in it, and it was quoted as looking like a ruby on the platter, set in a pearl, steeped in a saffron, thus like a garnet it looks, vibrantly red, shimmering on silver. My personal take is that this is probably not for me. It looks disgusting. Here, let me pull up another photo for you, just so you can see what this fucking horrible shit looks like. Look at this. Look at this shit. That is a fucking pork aspic. That looks foul. I don't want to touch this. I don't want to look at this. I don't want to touch meat jelly. Okay, I don't want to look at meat jelly. Look at this. Would you eat this? Would you eat this? Be honest. Be honest. Be real. It is like floating meat chunks with floating bits of vegetable. Sword says, I mean, it sounds less than appetizing, but there is probably a reason it exists. Yes, I understand. I know. I mean, you got to use all of the animal, and this is one way to do it. But, oh God, just not for me. Not for me, I gotta say. There are a number of varieties of this, of course, all over the world. So maybe there are better varieties of it, but I gotta say, some of this is bad. Some of this is pretty bad. Like, okay, maybe, you know what? Here's one that looks good. Here's one that looks good. This is I think from Shanghai. This is salted pork and jelly. This looks okay. Like, I could probably be down with this. This is like, okay. This is like, you got the meat parts, you got the meat jelly, you got the fat, you know. Maybe it's not like the most appetizing, but maybe you throw it into something and it could be good, you know. Maybe if it's in a small enough bite-sized piece, you know, maybe I could get down with it. But if you're throwing like fish and like vegetables and like eggs and like fucking like just random ass shit in there, that's when I'm starting to draw the line. That's where I'm going to start to draw the line here. Just saying. I am just saying. So there. That's our next one. I think that's number 3, if I'm not mistaken. Here. Now, I want to say, not all of these dishes are necessarily gross looking. Some of these dishes are like effort or like flavor or like components. Some of those are more of why I'm saying that they're bad. Some of those are more the criteria I'm using to say they're bad. Here, let me pull up our next one. This one I have a particular hatred for, and it's not a complex dish. Ants on a log. Anyone familiar with ants on a log? Take a quick look here while I take a sip of water. Just stare at that for a second. All right. Did you look at that? Ants on a log. Celery. You fill the divot with some sort of spread, usually something like peanut butter or a cheese spread, and you put raisins on it. Awful. Just absolutely awful. This is like the worst child house snack. Like the worst child schoolhouse snack. Absolutely awful. Like, if you were, listen, if I was like 8 years old and my mom packed me ants on a log and I went to school and I tried to trade the ants on a log to somebody else for a better snack, they would kill me. They would throw me into the pit. They would throw me into the spike pit. And they would end my miserable life. This is like, God, this is like the healthy snack that you get during Halloween because the neighbor is like, I don't want to give them candy. It's going to be bad for their teeth. Here, have this. Like, no. I had an ex whose family made these every fucking Christmas, and I hated these. I would never touch these things, and they all loved them. I don't understand people that like live like this. Like, I sat down at the table. I was like, okay, we're gonna eat some food and stuff. They even had a cheese ball out there. I was like, okay, I'm down with a cheese ball. Okay, this is like pretty like basic, but hey, I'll eat the cheese ball with the crackers. Then they bust out the fucking ants on a log, and they're all like, oh yeah, I love the ants on a log. You know, and I'm just like, oh my God, what? Really? There are people out there that live like this, that look at this and think this is an appetizing snack? No. God, no. If you asked me for my Capri Sun and you gave me a fucking ants on a log, I would retch. I would scream. I would throw down in an instant. Instant bad snack, I'm going to say. Instant bad snack. And I don't think you're going to save this by putting cheese on this, okay? Peanut butter? No. Cheese? No. Like cream cheese? No. Nothing's going to save this. Celery? Bad. Raisins? Bad. The only thing that's good about this is the spread. And that spread has so many better places it could be. So many better places it can be. So yeah, there's our next one. Number 4, ants on a log. Ants on a log. Absolutely awful. When did this come out, by the way? Early 1900s. Ugh. Of course it did. Probably was some sort of like prohibition snack where they're like, oh, hey, you're not going to be able to drink any more whiskey, but here, enjoy an ants on a log. Yeah. Ugh. There are varieties of this, by the way. Apparently, it's called a snowy log. It's called a snowy log when it's got cream cheese. That's what it's called. It's all called gnats on a log when it's currants. Ants on vacation if you do it without the ants. And ants on a slip and slide if you add honey on top of the peanut butter before you add the raisins. This is stupid. These people are insane. This is not food. This is not food. Okay? This is not food. I'm just saying it. I'm just gonna say it. And speaking of not food, our next item is chips on chips buddy, or what is it called? A chip buddy, or chip barm is what we're talking about next. This is not food, okay? This is not food. This is a sandwich filled with chips, which are deep fried or thick cut deep fried potatoes. They came out of the 1800s. They're working class food, and it shows because, my God, it is just potatoes in between bread. This is carbs on carbs, okay? This is carbs on carbs. This is. Speaking of that, we should watch that fucking video, by the way. I'm gonna rant about this first, but I'm gonna hold on. I gotta pull up the video really quickly, but I gotta show this video again because I love reacting to this video. Oh my God, where is that video again? Oh my God, where's that video? Hang on. Chip Buddy Meme Farm. Oh, where is that video? Oh my God, why can't I remember this? Pea water meme. Where's that? Where is that pea? Okay, I'm remembering it now. My memory is coming back. My on chips. Wigan, yes, Wigan kebab. Okay. Sorry, we're gonna touch the Wigan kebab video in a second, but this is related to it because this is part of that working class pub food. Okay, I appreciate everyone's patience here. Okay, Chip Buddy. This is part of like a family of like shitty British food. Okay, this is it. This is all you got. It's a sandwich. It's filled with chips. Might have malt vinegar or ketchup on it. It's usually soft white bread. Absolutely bare bones. Weak ass shit. This is like stoner food, but they don't even smoke weed over there. They're too depressed to smoke weed over there. Okay, they don't like. If I made this, I would be. This is like desperation food. This is like, okay, I'm at the bottom of my barrel. All I have are these shitty leftovers from the bar and like 2 slices of bread. I'm gonna make a sandwich with some ketchup. Like that's what this is. Okay, this is like, come on, try harder, please. Try harder. I'm just saying, try harder. Let's see. Any other information about this? I mean, there's not much to say. 1863 apparently is when it was made at the second ever fish and chip shop. It's popular in Yorkshire, Liverpool, Ireland, and might be the origins. Also, it's popular in the north of England since potatoes are popular there as well. So yeah, awful food. I'm sure it tastes great. Here's the thing. I'm sure it tastes great because I love French fries, ketchup, bread. I mean, all of this, I'm sure it tastes great. I hate this because it is so low effort. You are not even trying. You're selling this at stores. You're selling this at fish and chip shops, but you're not even trying. It's just potatoes and bread. I could make this at home. I could just get a fucking bag of frozen potatoes, heat them up, and put them between bread and call it a day. Why are you going to a shop to buy this? Ketchup is like a penny a squirt. Like, I swear to God. Like, you could just literally go to a McDonald's and just take a handful of like ketchup packets and go home. And you wouldn't have to pay like barely anything. Like, come on. That's what I'm talking about. It's low effort. It's absolutely low effort. And you don't go to a restaurant to get this shit. Anyway, we're going to watch we're going to react to the Wigan kebab video, okay? Because I feel like it's necessary. We're going to react to the Wigan kebab video. Because it's just so good. But this is going to elucidate. This is going to like highlight the experience of what it's like to be at a fucking fish and chip shop in Britain. You're going to understand why this is absolute bullshit. We're going to watch this video together. It's an old one, but a good one. Give me the Wigan kebab.
Now that's what you call a butty.
Now that's what you call a butty.
I've been hearing about the Wigan kebab for years, and now I'm finally here in Wigan at the Trawler Man, one of the best chippies. I'm going to go and try one. Let's go. Right, mates, I've been told to come in and order a Wigan kebab, but I don't actually know what it is.
You don't know what a Wigan kebab is?
No.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. This guy. This guy is the cook, and I can tell you, he knows how to cook like 5 things on this menu. He knows how to make 5 things on this menu, and like 4 of them involve deep frying. There's nothing that this guy can cook. I promise you.
You're in heaven.
Carbs on carbs on carbs.
Absolutely.
That's what I like to see.
Go on.
Yeah, go on, mate. Is it a popular dish?
40%
His head looked like a thumb. I swear to God.
And did he call it a Wigan kebab, or is it pie bomb, or what did he ask
Wigan
for?
kebab.
Wigan kebab.
Wigan kebab.
Well, then.
There you go, lad. See, enjoy, lad.
Wigan kebab.
Wigan kebab. Listen. Look. Hold on. We're talking British food here. Okay, okay. I need to get a visual on this. I need to get a visual on this sandwich. Look at this, okay? You can see this here. Bread and a meat pie. It's a fried meat pie, but in bread. I don't even think they put any sauce on this thing. It's just a fried fucking meat pie in bread, or like a fucking pie. I don't know if it's a meat pie. Some kind of pie. It's a kind of pie in bread. This is how lazy these motherfuckers are. They just have a fucking pie in bread. Wigan kebab.
Right. That is sensational. That is
I'm sure it's delicious, but it's so low effort.
Here, mate. I can get a smack for 40p.
You can get a smack for 40p.
So what is smack?
It's well known in Wigan. Smack burn pea wet.
Smack bomb pea wet.
Smack bomb pea wet.
It's a cheap treat for a kid. Some grown-ups get them, but you're looking at 80p. You've got some hot potato.
Hot potato.
What's pea wet, mate?
Salt vinegar. Pea wet.
In Wigan, it's as good as gravy. It's the water off the peas. You get a few peas in it.
Listen to that. Listen to that. No. I want you to hear that again. I want you to hear that again.
Salt vinegar.
What's pea wet, mate?
What's pea wet? In Wigan, it's as good as gravy.
In Wigan, pea wet is as good as gravy. Sortier's running defense here. Someone just wanted an easier way to eat that pie, and the sandwich could catch the inners. Sortier, why are you running defense for them? Why are you running defense for Britain? I think that we can make fun of Britain. This is lazy cooking. This is lazy cooking. This is why everybody says that British cooking is awful, because they don't try. They could try. They conquered the world and had every goddamn spice at their fingertips, and they're making fucking Wigan kebabs. They're putting pea wet on smack. They're getting pea wet on their smack for 40p. Okay? They're saying that the goddamn pea water from the cooked peas is like fucking, it's like gravy to them. The pea water is like gravy to them. How is this possible? This is not a real country.
It's the water off the peas. You get
it's the water off the peas.
It's free. Just moist your chips up.
It's free. Moist your chips up.
I think I've got room for a little bit more, mate. Can I get a smack bomb pea wet?
No problem at all.
Smack bomb pea wet.
Your pea wet.
There's your pea wet.
Enjoy.
Cheers, mate. Smack bomb pea wet.
Smack bomb pea wet.
Look, pea wet.
That looks foul.
It looks fucking minging.
It looks fucking minging. Yeah, he says it looks fucking minging. I'm sure it does.
Got a hefty dollop of pea wet there, and it's actually quite nice. There's no pea. It's just wet.
It's just
but
wet.
You can taste the pea. A Wigan akimbo with the smack bomb pea wet and the wing kebab. And I don't know which one I prefer, if I'm honest. So that's a wing kebab.
Is that just a chicken sandwich with peas on it? No, it's not even a chicken sandwich. It's a potato patty. It's a potato patty. It's not meat. It's 40p for a smack bomb pea wet. And it's just a potato patty on bread with peas. Not even like a lot of peas, just a couple of peas, mostly the pea water. And apparently this is highly popular in this area.
And no peas. See, the smack bomb pea wet, it's got more of a crunch. I'm gonna have to go to the smack bomb pea wet.
He likes the pea. He likes the one with the peas in it. This is insane. It doesn't even have any seasoning. Whoa, okay, hold on. Sorry. This is the last one. Bobby Zed.
I'm gonna have to go to the smack bomb pea wet. I'm sorry to all the Wigan kebab lovers, but it's got to be the smack bomb pea wet. I think I've got room for a little bit more, mate.
Bobby's Yed.
Bobby's Yed.
Steak pudding.
Steak pudding.
Steak pudding. Well,
steak pudding.
Puddings at best.
And why is it called a Bobby's Yed?
They favour them. They've got very similar to look at.
So when you crack open a baby's head, that's what it looks like inside.
Yeah, but don't do it.
So this Bobby's.
Did you get that? Potatoes and peas. Yeah, it's just potatoes and peas. I don't know if you got that, but he said that the steak pudding looks like a baby's head. Which I'm assuming because it's got a dent in it, you know, because baby's got a soft spot on the top of their head. You know what I mean?
Jed's ago.
Yeah, I've got to tell you something about that. The Bobby's Jed actually comes with chips.
It comes with chips and gravy.
Are you messing that?
Okay, this one actually does look pretty good though.
3-course Wigan meal. Oh.
There you go.
Yeah, that one actually does kind of look good though. I would eat this one.
Because it looks like a baby's head. And if you crack it. Now we're talking. That's a serious pie, that. That is a serious pie.
I kind of do want to eat that.
So I've had a Wigan kebab, a smack bomb, and a Bobby's Shed. I'm officially a Wiganer now. John Paywet's on that, mate.
Old video, but classic video. Old video, but classic video. Anyway, I think I've made my case. By the way, that guy who ran the shop apparently got so much clout off of that video that his wife told him to stop like running the shop because he was like ended up getting in affairs and like having a bunch of people flirt with him and shit. The guy with the pay wet. The guy with the pay wet. Crazy stuff. Absolutely crazy stuff. Anyway, I think I made my case. Let's move on to our next food item, shall we? What else do we have on our list here? I have a bunch of shit still. Okay, we got the aspic, we got the pineapple, pizza, borscht, answer the log, chip, butty, and chip parm. When your pay wet, it's too strong. My pay wet's too strong, lads. Making all the people wet. Oh shit, I know, right? He was making some people wet with that pay wet. He really was. He was smacking that barm for real. Oh wow. Okay. All right, we're gonna go to a different part of the world here, and we're gonna try a dish that I personally had and I personally can't stand. No offense to the people who love this. I actually have a lot of respect for the people who love this. I wish I loved this one, but we're talking about poi, people. Have you had poi? Have you tried poi before? I personally don't like poi. So poi is a traditional staple food in the Polynesian diet. It's made from taro. The way you make it is you cook taro and you pound it and mash it on a wooden pounding board with a carved pestle, usually made from basalt, calcite, coral, or wood. Although nowadays you can make it with an industrial food processor. Hi, Nara. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Heck yeah, molasses time. No, this is poi. Have you had a chance to try poi? We're talking about some of the worst foods. I don't like poi. This is why it's on the list. I think it's probably... Listen, I wish I liked poi, but I don't love poi. I've had it before. As I mentioned earlier, poi is a Polynesian staple food. It's made from taro. It's basically a puree. There's a couple of varieties of it. Basically, it's classed by like how thick it is and how many fingers you need to be able to eat it, because it's eaten with the fingers usually. You can have it fermented or fresh and sweet. If it's fermented, it can kind of end up being like yogurt. Let's see. Definitely, it's cool. I think it's a cool food. It's just not for me. I went to Hawaii once on a vacation. It was a pretty good time. I had a good time checking out stuff there. I don't really like tropical climates personally. Just not. They don't really agree with me. I like cold climates a lot more. So I think I was just kind of like worn out all the time because I was just like way too hot and way too sweaty. But it was a really cool experience. I'm glad I got to see it. But yeah, I had poi at like a luau that I got to visit, and it was, to be fair, it was one of those luaus that was very like touristy because we had like an itinerary we were following for this trip. But like, yeah, it's I don't know if the poi that they served us was just not very good, but I had it and it was just not. It's just, here's the thing, it's just really bland. Like, I just thought it was really bland. Like, it was really boring, and it just kind of like stuck to your mouth and was like really bland, and like, I don't know. It just bored me so much. I was like really excited for poi. I was like, I can't wait to try this shit. It's probably really good. Everyone talks about it. And then I had it and I was like, okay, I'm sad that I filled up my plate this much with poi because it's not that good. You know, there was other dishes, like all the pork they had was fantastic. I will say that. I love the pork. But yeah, that's my take. I'm sure it's good. A lot of people recommend it. It's good for babies. You can feed it to babies if they're having trouble like eating other kinds of foods. It's good as a milk substitute, for example. It has no gluten, so it's good for people with celiac disease or gluten intolerance. So it's great, honestly. I think it's well worth trying, but not for me. Not for me. And that's why it's on my worst list. Okay. What is on our list now after this? We have a few more. We have, I think, 4 more food items we're going to hit. Let's see. So the next one on our list is called hakarl. Let me pull up a picture of that. Here is hakarl. Now, hakarl is, I think it's an specifically Icelandic food. It's a national dish of Iceland, and it tends to consist of Greenland shark or other sleeper sharks that have been cured in a particular fermentation process and hung out to dry for more than 4 or 5 months. So this is a noteworthy food because it is very strong in terms of flavor because it's ammonia rich. Ammonia, mind you, makes it smell like piss, so it's very piss smelly. It's apparently an acquired taste. It's readily available. It's very common. It's eaten year round in Iceland. It's commonly served at the Midwinter Festival. I think this is Borablot is how it's pronounced, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's supposed to smell like cleaning products or like pee or something like that because it has a large amount of ammonia, usually served in tiny cubes on toothpicks. And yeah, here's I'll show you a picture of the process here. This is what it looks like when they're like curing this stuff. It hangs for months and months in like a shed, some fucking shed, you know. Let's see, because this meat is actually poisonous. I don't think you microwave it, Nara. This is not a microwave dish. I don't think. The way you prepare it is because it's poisonous when fresh, because it has a high urea and trimethylamine oxide content. It needs to be processed. Usually, you gut and behead the shark. You place it in a shallow hole dug in gravelly sand. It's covered in sand and gravel, and it has stones put on it to press fluids out of the body. Then it ferments for 6 to 12 weeks, depending on the season. After that, they cut the shark into strips, hang it to dry for several months, and during that time, a brown crust will develop, which is removed prior to cutting the shark into small pieces and serving. Yep, so that's the process. It's been described... It sounds like a lot of hard work for little payoff. Well, think about it this way. People living in Iceland, they have a very short growing season, not a lot to eat in terms of food, you know. They have to fish everything, and when you get something like a Greenland like shark, you gotta use it, you know, even if it's fucking disgusting. Speaking of which, let me show you a picture of what a Greenland shark looks like. Here you go. That's what a Greenland shark looks like, by the way. They go all the way down to the bottom of the fucking ocean. Let me get a better picture. One sec. They're really terrifying. They live for like 100, 200, 300 years, like forever. And because of their like diet and behavior, they just are full of fucking toxic urea. Here's another picture for you. Also, fun fact about these guys, they eat these little guys. They're not little. They're actually pretty big, if I'm not mistaken. How big are they? Let's see. Oh, we have a picture with them next to people. Here you go. Nope, that's how big they are. That's the head. They're not a sea doggo. They are not a sea doggo. They are pretty huge, actually. Also, fun fact about them, they tend to have their eyes eaten out by a parasite, so they are almost always blind. They just live for hundreds of years under the sea at the very bottom of it, blind and just living off of fucking scraps and filling themselves with piss chemicals. So yeah, that's part of why they're just fucking awful to eat. Yeah. But yeah, so that's hakarl. Traditional, very traditional. Apparently you have to hold your nose and eat it with your nose held in order to develop an acquired taste for it, because people tend to gag on it. Anthony Bourdain described it as the single worst, most disgusting and terrible tasting thing he had ever eaten. Let's see. Gordon Ramsay apparently spat the thing out after eating it. Let's see. It's like a jellied cube of ammonia and apparently technically edible, according to a 2015 episode of Travel Man. Smells of urine, has a really strong aftertaste. It really kicks in. It really kicks in at the back of the throat after you take the first bite. Let's see. It said it was reminiscent. Somebody, like an archaeologist, Neil Oliver, said that it was reminiscent of blue cheese, but 100 times stronger. Oh my god. Oh yeah, here we go. The Greenland shark. It takes 150 years to reach sexual maturity, with some sharks living up to 400 years. Absolutely crazy shit. So yeah, awful food. These sharks are also now vulnerable and threatened because of the Greenland shark like consumption trade, you know. Just terrible. Absolutely terrible. Stop eating this thing. It doesn't need to be eaten. Leave it alone. Please don't eat this thing. It doesn't want to be eaten, and it shouldn't be. Just leave it alone, please. I hope I have made my case for this one. I really do. Okay. You're kind of craving sushi now? Nice. All right. We've got 3 more dishes to cover on our worst dish list. We have, this should be number 8. Number 8 is going to be called the Pittsburgh salad. Have you heard of this thing? The Pittsburgh salad? Let's tell you a little bit about it here. Okay, I'm going to pull up my notes here. This thing is an abomination. This thing does not deserve to be called a salad. I don't know if you're familiar with it. So a Pittsburgh salad is a layered salad. It is often composed of lettuce, vegetables, grilled meat, shredded cheese, ranch dressing, and most notably, French fries. It's a regional dish from the Western Pennsylvania area. Yeah, so this thing is absolutely horrifying. You can apparently have them customized with curly, waffle, or shoestring fries. It's been known, apparently it's supposed to add warmth, texture, saltiness, and bulk to the salad. It's also apparently called a steak salad or a chicken salad. But yeah, this thing is a fucking abomination. You cannot call this thing a fucking salad. Look at that. Meat, cheese, French fries. That's not the majority of this dish is not salad ingredients. I mean, it is edible. Look, I'm not going to say this. I'm not going to say that it's not delicious. This thing is probably going to be fucking delicious. It crosses a food crime. This is absolutely a food crime. Look at the size of that ranch dish right there next to it. That cup of ranch right there. Hang on, I'm going to zoom this. I want to zoom this in so you get a good view of this thing. I need to fix my scroll wheel. Oh my god, stupid fucking scroll wheel. Scroll! Can I scroll? Hold on. I hate this thing. I need to get a new mouse. My scroll wheel has been broken for I don't know how long. There we go. Okay. That was really annoying. Anyway, sorry. Let's zoom in for a better look. Zooms us out to protect our eyes. I know, right? Look at this. Look at this. My zoom wheel is so busted. I don't understand how this happened. I need to buy a new mouse. So please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet so I can afford a new mouse. Let me do a visual description of this. So first of all, you could tell by the table, this isn't some ratty ass diner. Look at this. You've got the fucking sugar-free packets. You've got the stereotypical diner salt and pepper shaker. You know, the not fake wood table. All of this is classic diner food. Okay, the dish here is gigantic. This is probably 4 or 5 ounces. Oh my god! Thank you. You're too kind, Sword. You're too kind. Thank you so much for the gifted sub. Much appreciated, friend. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Oh. Also, looking at the shit is making me hungry. I gotta admit. But thank you for this gifted sub, Sword Air. Super appreciate it. But yeah, I'll continue my visual examination. This is probably 4 or 5 ounces. Oh my god. Stop. Oh my god, you're too kind. Stop. Thank you so much. Enjoy the gifted sub, Norencia1. Hope you enjoy it. You'll get all the emotes that I have up there. I need to put some more emotes up there. I'm gonna have to set aside some time to make a couple of them. I have a few more slots opened up, so I need to make a couple. But yeah, thank you so much, Swordier. You're too kind. You're too kind. But yeah, 4 or 5 ounces of ranch there. You've got the fucking classic American shredded cheese. Whatever this meat is, this looks like, I'm gonna say this looks like probably pork. I want to say this is pork. Thank you. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. Heck yeah, ad-free stream. Yes, no more Kia summer sales event for you, my friend. You got the classic like iceberg lettuce, the good crunch, low flavor, the fridge chilled tomatoes that have no flavor, the cucumbers that have no flavor because they've also been fridge chilled and pre-prepped. And of course, like I said, the centerpiece here is the potatoes, the meat, and the cheese. Everything else here is just a plate. This is just a secondary plate. Love it though. I would definitely eat the shit out of this. Absolutely. This is definitely in my wheelhouse. But worst food by far. Absolutely worst food by far. No, a food crime has occurred. There's absolutely a bunch of laziness happening here. This is just lazy cooking, but I love it. I do love it. Absolutely the worst though. The next one on our list, number 9, is not one I will want to try, though. This is one that I absolutely encourage you to avoid. This is called Kasu Marzu. And I want you to take it in for a second before I tell you what this looks like. What do you think this is? What do you think this dish is? Kasu Marzu. So, it's a bread? You think it's a bread? Okay. This is not bread. It is a cheese. Sordior is right. This is cheese. Kasu Marzu is a Sardinian cheese. The translation is rotten or putrid cheese. And this one is noteworthy. It is a traditional Sardinian sheep milk cheese that contains live insect larvae, otherwise known as maggots. So the way this works is that it goes beyond a typical fermentation to a stage of decomposition brought about by the digestive actions of the larva. And the larva is deliberately introduced to the cheese to promote an advanced level of fermentation. The cheese becomes very soft. Never mind, I never wanted to eat anymore anyway. Exactly. And you don't want to eat after seeing this thing, after hearing what this thing is. Wait till I tell you more facts about this thing. So the texture of the cheese becomes very soft. There's some liquid that seeps out of it called lagrima, which is Sardinian for teardrop. The larvae themselves appear as translucent white worms, roughly 8 millimeters in length. When they're consumed, the larvae have a chance to possibly survive in the intestine, causing enteric myiasis. What is that, you might ask? That is when a larva embeds itself in the lining of your stomach or intestines or some other part of your digestive tract and begins feeding off of your body as it develops until it can then pass itself out and become a fly. Yeah, isn't that great? Isn't that great? It's so bad that it's outlawed in the European Union and other jurisdictions. There are other variations of this in Corsica, but yes, absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. Here's another fun fact about it. Consuming it, Kasumartsu is considered by I'm just reading this straight from the Wikipedia article. It was considered by Sardinian aficionados to be unsafe to eat when the maggots in the cheese have died. Because of this, only cheese in which the maggots are still alive is usually eaten, although allowances are made for cheese that has been refrigerated, which results in the maggots being killed. When the cheese has fermented enough, it is often cut into thin strips and spread on moistened Sardinian flatbread to be served with a strong red wine, because the larvae in the cheese can launch themselves distances up to 15 centimeters or 6 inches when they're disturbed. The diners hold their hands above the sandwich to prevent the maggots from leaping. Some who eat the cheese prefer not to ingest the maggots. Those who do not wish to eat them place the cheese in a sealed paper bag. The maggots starve for oxygen, writhe, and jump in the bag, creating a pitter-patter sound. When the sounds subside, the maggots are dead and the cheese can be eaten. Modern preservation techniques have expanded the cheese's shelf life to several years, where it would previously be unobtainable outside of late summer and early autumn. That's my reading. What do you think? Isn't that great? A food that not only contains live maggots in it, but a food that you have to literally hold your hand over in order to keep the live maggots from jumping out at you. What the fuck? Nara says, a national dish so renowned it is banned in the very country it's from. Exactly. Isn't that fantastic? Isn't that absolutely insane? Yeah. It's a crazy dish. It's absolutely insane. The fact that you could eat this and possibly contract a worm that will consume your body from the inside is insane. I don't understand people that would ever consider this as an option for food. It comes with free proteins. Think about it this way. This cheese is probably loaded with maggot shit. Think about that, because the maggots have been worming around in there, eating and eating and eating and shitting. That's what they've been doing. Okay? So not only is it full of disgusting maggots that may have diseases, that definitely may embed themselves in your stomach lining, but also it's probably full of their shit and piss. That's probably what the liquid is. I mean, isn't that the point, to fill it with maggot refuse? I don't know. Why else did you add maggots, lol? I don't know. Maybe they like it. Maybe it tastes good. Maybe it tastes good. But yeah, let's get a nice... Can we get a zoom in on that? Can we zoom in on that, Jesse? Can we zoom in on that? Let's see. Maybe will my mouse allow it? Let's see. Let's get a like nice zoom in on that cheese. Look, can you see a little like disgusting little like poop bits in there? There's little brown bits in there. Look at this. Look at this shit. Ugh. That's number 9 for you. That's number 9 for you. But there is one contender, and I have many images for this one. I looked up many images for this one. There is one contender that I would argue may be worse. Just conceptually, existentially, maybe not even flavor-wise. This could be one of the most delicious things you've ever seen. But also, it is a food crime beyond food crimes. One that I think we absolutely need to discuss. And that one is Brazilian pizza. Brazilian pizza. Have you seen Brazilian pizza before? Let's look at this thing. Let's get a nice close-up view of this. What do you think this is? What do you think this is? Look at this. We're gonna sit up close at this pizza. Look at this. It is half chocolate pizza, half regular pizza. Chocolate. Nara had some. Narancia, you had some of this shit. Look at this. Look at this. First of all, this chocolate pizza looks foul. I'm not gonna lie. This chocolate pizza, it looks foul. It looks disgusting. That's my first take. Second of all, it's right next to this savory ass shit here. What are you doing? What are you doing? Look at this. Brazil. Brazil, what are you doing, Brazil? What are you doing, Brazil? Nara, are you really defending this shit? You said it's actually delicious? Okay. Like I said, it could be delicious. Could this be delicious? Absolutely. But is it a food crime of the highest order? It is absolutely a food crime of the highest order. Well, normally you order one whole chocolate pizza, not half-half. Okay. I have other examples. Look. Look at this. Look at this. What are you doing here? Half chocolate pie with strawberries, half pizza pie with cheese and meat? What is going on here? What is this? Why are you putting these together? Why are these always coming in splits? There's more. I've got more evidence here. Look at this. Look at this shit. What is this? What is this? This is an abomination. I need to get up close and personal to this thing. God, I wish I could fix my mouse. Is there a command in Firefox for zooming a picture? Can someone tell me? Oh, there we go. Is that spaghettis? Yes, that is spaghettis. That is more than just spaghettis. Look, this is like noodles, spaghetti noodles with olives. We got rice over here. We got rice in the left corner. We've got a chili, I think. This looks like chili or like perhaps refried beans up here at the top. Mouse scroll plus control. No, I'm using a mouse scroll. That's my problem, is my mouse scroll is broken. So I'm trying to figure out if I can like zoom in without that. Anyway, you got fries up here. You got eggs and I think some sort of bacon or meat. And then in the center, you got a salad. What the fuck is this? What is this? What is this? There's more. There's more. Look at this. More pizzas on either side. I don't know what's this here. It looks like noodles of some kind or onions. And then you got like a chocolate pie in the center with like fucking M&Ms and strawberries. Hold down control and use plus and minus. Okay. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Look at it. Look at this shit. Look at this. I need to sip. I need some water. My mouth is parched. I've been so angry ranting about this. Look, you want to know how I know that this has been baked together? You want to know how I know that this has been baked together and not assembled post cooking? Because you can see the seam lines. Look at this. These are the bread seam lines all along the pizzas. There are bread seam lines. You can see it surrounding them, forming walls between the different food flavors so that they don't blend together. Look at that. Look at that. This is horrifying. This is horrifying. This angers me deeply. I wanted to get a zoom in on this one. Here, we're going to zoom in on this one again. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. This looks like sloppy Joe spaghetti. What's going on here? What happened? What happened, Brazil? Here's another one. Here's another one I found. This one's got a goddamn flan in the center of it. This one's got a goddamn flan. This one's like a margarita down here. Oh my god, what the fuck is going on up here? Is that like quinoa up here? Is that quinoa up top there? Because it looks like quinoa with like okra or something. And then I don't even know what the hell this is over here. Again, another one with the onions, I think. I think that might be ham. I think that might be jamon. But it's got a whole ass flan in it. And again, I think this might have been cooked together. I think it might have been cooked together. I don't know. I don't know. But genuinely terrifying. Terrifying stuff. I don't know what is going on with this goddamn country. What were they thinking? What were they thinking? Why were they thinking this? This is number 10, baby. Brazilian pizzas. Just as all across the board. There is no way this is worse than maggot cheese. Okay, that's fair. Look, for the meme, I'm going to say that the Brazilian pizzas are worse. But yes, I would rather eat this than any of that maggot cheese. I would never eat the maggot cheese. Never, ever. Keep that shit away from me, please. Oh, my God. Okay. And that concludes, I think, our segment here of Complaining with Kahtide. Some of the worst food dishes across the planet cataloged for you today. What do you think? Were they some of the worst ones you've seen? Are there worse out there? Let us know in the comments below and mention it on the way out the door. But that is the end of our show today. Brazil got renowned points. It definitely got something. It definitely got something. That's for sure. Oh boy, but thank you for tuning in, everybody. Super appreciate y'all swinging by. You are awesome. It's always great to spend time with you. Today is no exception. But like all the good things, even our time together must end, only for a little bit. Thanks everybody who tuned in. Thanks to our live audience, to our Spotify listeners, our VOD enjoyers, and to everyone else who enjoyed the show. Sword says, thanks for the stream. I hope everyone has a great rest of their day / night. Nara says, it was a fun stream. Thanks both of you for tuning in. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Super appreciate it. Appreciate the gifted subs. Super thankful for that. You are awesome. Thank you for those Sordior. You are too kind. I am going to start gifting some more subs here soon. I got a new job and it's going to be paying better. So once I get a new spot set up for myself and get my ducks in a row, hey, I want to pay some love back to you, buddy. But anyway, goodbye everybody. Be sure to tune in for more Kahtide content Saturdays and Sundays at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Until next time, and for everybody who has not done so yet, what do we say, Big Booming Voice?
This is the Big Booming Voice, letting you know to follow and subscribe to Kahtide.
That's right, everybody. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Well, looks like that's our show, folks. Until next time.